to Finding Calm in the Chaos. I am Denise Sith, and this is my podcast. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to another episode of Finding Calm in the Chaos Holiday Edition. Woo woo! Merry and bright. Oh my gosh, you guys. If you're not ready, you're going to be stuck in the crowd. Anyway, Merry Christmas to everybody. It's a great week. We're going to get all this done. We're going to do all the things. Can I just tell you, I actually am quite impressed with just the spirit of people in the world right now. Or maybe just locally. My local area has been like pretty fantastic with respects to holiday mood. It's been pretty cool. I'm going to give you some examples of some fun things that I did and all of that. But I am still shopping, and I will tell you that I'm normally done by now. I am not a last minute shopper, so it's been a little daunting that I've had to kind of be out shopping in the masses when I prefer not to be honest. And can I just say, it's been pleasantly pleasing. It's been pleasantly pleasing to me. And let me tell you why. Because I feel like people have just been like super happy. And I feel that a lot of that has to do, when I sat down and thought about it, my energy and my attitude about this season. And right now, I talked about last week about how I belong to like a women's Christian group on Facebook, and my friend Brenda runs that, and she and some of the other admins set up through YouVersion Bible these devotionals that we can do together. And so right now we're reading the book of Luke, and it has been, I guess, really refreshing, just following the life of Jesus, right? And just how he was matter of fact. And that the biggest message that I've gotten so far from reading Luke has been that Jesus was not about retaliation. He was about just giving you the real thing, just telling you like it is. So just get real. Don't retaliate. It's just not worth it. Just get real, throw some facts. He pretty much quoted God whenever people came at him. You know, when the devil tested him, he was just like throwing some stuff off at him. And one of the situations is, so I met a friend for dinner, or it was for breakfast. Scratch that. We're going to dinner later. This week, but we did breakfast and coffee, and it was such a nice place, and it was in downtown Algonquin in my area, and like all the lights are up and people are just pleasant. And so we sat inside, and again, like we had coffee and breakfast, and then 3 hours later we decide we're going to come to my house and then go shopping, and then so we had a day of it. Okay. And I needed it. Let me tell you, this is the time. And so while we were having our day, our server was absolutely precious. Like, this girl was so kind, and she always smiled, and she had such a she never made us feel like we were putting her out. Now, most people would say, well, she's a server, Denise. Why would she feel like she was put out? Apparently, you have not ate in a restaurant in the last 3 years. My Lord, people do not serve anymore. They do not wait tables. They do not. It's just an attitude. And let me tell you why. Because they're not getting paid. They're doing triple jobs because nobody wants to work. Because of post-COVID. I call it laziness, but you call it what you want. And they're just overtaxed. And so they're done. And it just goes to show you that it's a mentality of just merry and bright. And this woman, this girl, this young girl, I should say, was just the most pleasant thing. And she made our time there even more pleasant because of her demeanor and her attitude. I mean, she could have been in the crappiest mood ever for all I know, but she never once spread that to anyone else. And that is why I always say lead with kindness, because you never know what somebody else is going to. And being mean or cruel or just snappy is so contagious that if you just lead with kindness, hey, guess what, folks? We've talked about this. That's contagious as well. So let's just go with the more pleasant option, right? For a more pleasant end result. And so that was our first good experience. So then we wound up going to Joann's, right? So I'm taking her all over the place. So we go to Joann's, and I'm not sure what order we went in because my life, hello. We go to Joann's Fabrics. For those of you who don't know, it's like a Michael's, Hobby Lobby, smaller version. It was Sunday, so Hobby Lobby wasn't open, or that would have been my choice. Boom. So we're at Joann's, and they're having their basically buy one, get three free sale because they're trying to get rid of all of their Christmas stuff so we can already start selling Valentine's shit on the first of the year. You know how they are. So we're in there like checking everything out and all of that. And we get in line to check out, and there's like 30 people in line. Shocker. And so this one girl is working the counter, the cashier, checkout, and everybody in line, if you looked behind, like up and down the line of everybody's faces, were completely fucking miserable. Like, I understand we're in a line, but this isn't it's not new, right? So why are we getting excited about it? Everybody knows there's lines at Christmas time. So why are we getting excited about it? Why is there only one girl at the cashier? Well, to be honest with you, I think retailers do this sometimes just to see how bad you want the fucking item. It's because it makes no sense to me either, peeps. But yet it happens a lot. So we get to her, finally it's my turn at the register, and she's the only one, right? So my friend's right after me. So I go up and she's like, did you find everything okay? And she's like literally going into the whole exit routine, customer service, happy face, trying to make small conversation while she's checking me out. And I just thought, that's pretty extraordinary. Let's be honest. I would have been like the first person who gave me a dirty eye, like the stink eye. I would have been like, fuck all of you, and just like close the register and leave. Check yourselves out, bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, she knew she could not change her situation. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to say something to her. And I said, you know what? You are really handling this whole busy season very well. And I just wanted to say thank you for your smile, like for just being you. And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm guessing that nobody has helped you or called somebody up front, or you've asked for help because you don't have it. And she's like, yeah, right now there's only 3 people in the store. And I'm, like a stocker, somebody in the fabric department, and her. And I'm just like, you know what? This is not okay. Like, it's not. And you're finding this all over now. It's just not okay. So please, 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 if you are in any kind of department store or store and you're seeing that people are, up at the line by themselves, please don't get nasty on them, because most likely the situation is that they're the only person in the damn store who can be up front. It's really just, it's not okay, but it's not their fault. So we were just super kind to her. And then I went to World Market again and spent more money. I love that store, guys. I just love it. If you don't have a World Market, just Google it. You can buy stuff online. But I just love that store. I'm going back too, because I need a few more stuff. Couldn't say that out loud because I got little ears. Speaking of little ears, is everybody having fun with their elf? If you got elves or elf or elves, we have Duke. Duke's come back to visit us this year, and he's been quite the hijinks this year. I'll tell you about a little stunt he threw on me and Mr. Sith. But apparently in the morning, we got up one day. Let me tell you, this story I'm going to tell you are the lengths that I will go to make my house happy for Christmas and maintain the Christmas spirit. I'm just gonna say that. But the elf apparently left Peter a note. I couldn't read it. It was just a blank piece of paper. You know what I'm saying? And he said it was a note written in red and green, and that it told us that we would have the Christmas. He was going to do some Christmas magic on us, I guess Pete said, the next day. I didn't know anything about it the day of. I found out the next day that apparently he sprinkled some Christmas magic on me. So apparently the note, I don't know. Well, hey, guess who just came in? Pete just came in. You want to say hello to everybody, Pete?
Hello.
You got to come close here.
Hello.
Go ahead. So Duke left a note yesterday, right?
Yes, he did.
And I could not see it. Daddy could not see it. Grandma could not see it. Grandpa could not see it. So, because apparently he wrote it how?
In the note, he wrote it that only kids can see the ink.
So it was written in special ink that only kids can see. So randomly, Peter comes up to me and he's like so excited, looking at this blank piece of paper. And I'm like, what's going on? So he's looking at this blank piece of paper and he's telling me how, he's like, oh my God, thank you, Duke. Oh. And I'm like, why are you weirdo? It's a blank piece of paper. And then he just randomly turns to me and goes, I said, so what are we doing for dinner tonight? Because, we got to plan it out a little bit, right? And he goes,
can I have ice cream for dinner?
And I said, that sounds great. And then I thought to myself, what the hell am I talking about? What is going on? Like, I just agreed without even thinking twice. That sounds great. Let's have ice cream for dinner. So I called my husband because I didn't feel that was I just kept questioning myself. I'm like, that's so weird. Like, why am I saying this? So then we call Peter's dad. So we call Mr. Sith, and Peter then, right? Oops, sorry guys.
He said it again.
I said, Peter wants to know if he can have ice cream for dinner. And Mr. Sith said,
that sounds great.
And I'm like, okay. So then I ordered ice cream Instacart so we can have ice cream for dinner. Like, how crazy random is that? So the very next day, Peter tells me, I'm going to tell you what the note says now. I still can't see it. It's a white piece of paper. I'm like, am I supposed to save this?
Not.
Okay.
It is not a white piece
Okay,
of
so
paper.
why don't you tell everybody listening it kind of paraphrase what it said.
It said that Duke, our elf, sprinkled magic onto my mom and dad.
While I'm sleeping, creepy.
And then it eventually appeared today.
That what appeared today?
The magic.
Well, no, yesterday. Yeah, he sprinkled magic on us and he had to do it that day. But what did the note say? The note said something like, do not read this out loud. I wrote this in special ink so that only you could read it.
I'll get the note. I'll be right back.
Okay, you go do that. He's going to read you the note. It's so precious, guys. I can't even right now. This story's going somewhere, trust me. But it just was kind of a little alarming to me. I had a talk with Duke, and we did discuss that he could not.
I got the note.
He could not elf dust me.
Note.
Okay, so here's the note. Still a white piece of paper, but whatever. Go ahead.
Do not read out loud. I'm writing in special ink that only kids can see. Okay. I sprinkled mom and dad with magic. So when you ask for ice cream for dinner, they will say, that sounds great. It'll only work tonight. Give it a try. Love, Duke, our elf.
Okay. So apparently it worked. I'm like, wait, what? So I had a little talk with Duke today, and I told him that I appreciate all the things that he does that are fun for Peter, but he can't dust me and Mr. Sith in the middle of the night anymore. That was the extent of his Christmas magic, dusting me in my own house. So it was very precious. And then he wanted to make sure that we could not read the note. So he messaged his Zia, which is my sister, his aunt, and Zia couldn't see the note, and neither could Zia's, uncle. Oh, sorry, I don't know why I couldn't get that out. And then he talked to little Sam, who is our great cousin. Okay, so it's Zia's grandson. And he said he can't read yet, but he could see the words he said, right?
Yeah.
He just couldn't read them.
Yes.
But then we wanted to do like a little confirmation. And so then we talked to Bella. And you all know we've done tons of stuff with cousin Bella before. Bella is, go ahead, is what?
Bella is my teenager cousin.
Yes.
And she said it was just a bunch of red and green scribbles.
So she could see the colors, but because she was a teenager,
she just saw it as scribbles.
She couldn't read it. And so now we're sure that it was real because she could see scribbles. Little Sam can see words and Peter can read it, but nobody else can. So clearly, if that doesn't convince you or anybody in your house,
that only kids can see.
Yes. So if that doesn't convince you that Santa is real, I don't know what does. We were also talking tonight, we were watching Christmas Chronicles.
It's actually real magic.
Yes.
Like, you actually believe that.
You got to talk into the mic. Yes. And then what we are watching Christmas Chronicles 2.
Yes.
And then we know that Santa has the North Star, which is also known as the Star of
Bethlehem,
which is the star that was over Jesus in the manger in Bethlehem, right?
Yes.
So that is what creates Christmas magic. It's always back for Jesus because Jesus is the reason for the season, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the guy.
He's the guy. So we have really been trying to spread the season, right? The reason for the season, and just trying to. I'm sorry, Peter just like slammed his head into the wall for no apparent reason. Wow, Pete. Yeah, I bet it did hurt it. Wow. So I'm still not finished Christmas shopping. I haven't started wrapping yet. I'm waiting for a package to come that has like gift tags and stuff. They were supposed to deliver it yesterday, then today. We'll see. I better get it tomorrow. If not, I'm gonna have to go back to Hobby Lobby and get all the stuff I've already bought that's supposed to be here, but they're not delivering it. There's that. For Christmas, okay, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have really been doing really well. I am down over 30 pounds now since October 1st. I'm down 2 pant sizes. I know that sounds weird, but I always have kind of 2 pant sizes anyway, laying around the house at any given time. So like I had a pair and I've already divulged how much I weighed. So I don't really care if you guys know what size I wear anymore, but I had a 22 and a 20 jean. Okay. So I had to get an 18. I had to go get jeans in 18 because I couldn't get in. The other ones were too big. Like they were just falling right off me as I was walking. You know, good problems to have. But for Christmas, I decided that I was going to just make a regular meal because it was a lot of work to do the plant-based. And in all honesty, I feel like it was the same work. And I've been doing really good. So I think it's okay. So I opted to do a ham. I'm going to do it. I always do it in the crock pot. I did it in the crock pot once and it was amazing. So I'm never going to change that route. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do a restaurant pan of manicotti. So there's that, right? I can make them ahead of time. They're all ready to go. I just bake them and I'm good. Like boom, 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 right? I'm buying desserts. I'm going to be super honest with you. I just don't have the time anymore. So I'm going to Fresh Market to get desserts and, some charcuterie trays and stuff to start off and end, and then I can make just the sides and just do sides and make like my life easier. I've really found the older I'm getting, like 54 has been monumental in that. I've really decided I'm not going to stress myself out when I don't need to. Like I do this shit to myself. I overtax myself. I overextend myself, and it's just not worth it anymore. So I'm like, don't do it anymore. I'm buying it. I don't really care. It is what it is. So that's my merry and bright. What are you guys doing that's merry and bright? I'm trying to be as friendly. We've done a lot of charity stuff this year, and I do it behind the scenes. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, I gave this and post that we did this. But just some ideas if you're not sure. We had a really hard time finding angel tags this year, angel trees. So that's where you would fulfill a Christmas list for somebody. They go really fast in my area, so I might have just asked too late. But we also did, we helped fill our church at Co-op's pantry for the holidays. That was a really nice fundraiser that we did with our co-op. And then we also have a local place called Naomi's House for women who are restarting after severe domestic abuse. And so they were stuffing stockings in my local homeschool moms group. And so I couldn't do it on the day they did it, but I wanted to contribute to all of the things that we were stuffing. So I helped contribute to that. And so we're just finding things like that to do to help give back because people are hurting this season. I'm not seeing it in the shopping areas. The stores are crazy still, but the thing I'm enjoying the most this year is actually getting out and doing stuff. I normally cannot because of my lupus. I'm usually can't stand at parades. I can't do the long walking for shopping. It's really like painful for me to do a whole day of Christmas stuff. And this year we're doing tons of stuff. Like Saturday is going to be interesting because Saturday morning, we're doing something Saturday morning. I forget what it was. Oh my gosh, I don't even know. We're doing something Saturday morning. And then we have, so something's going on Saturday morning. Maybe it's Christmas shopping. Yeah, probably that. And duh, that's why I ruled it out of my head. And then later that afternoon, we're doing our local cocoa crawl. So I bought stuff for that, our cups and Peter's s'mores package. So we can do that in the afternoon. And then that evening, we're going to see our local American Hockey League team of the Rockford Ice Hogs play. It'll be Peter's first hockey game, right? It's your first hockey game. So that's going to be interesting because I miss hockey. So the fact that he hasn't been to a hockey game yet, I was kind of mad at the NHL for a while, with how they handled certain stuff. So I kind of did my own personal boycotting of that for a while, but I still follow everything online. So it's like, hey, that's about it. That's all I'm going to give you today. I hope you guys are getting all your stuff done. Don't sweat if you are. Don't sweat the small stuff. Don't sweat the big stuff. Don't sweat any stuff. Just don't even worry about it. Just enjoy yourself this season. And if you're unsure how you should do that, then take some time with yourself with devotional because we don't need to worry. We can just give it to God for real. And if you don't, I'm sorry. Peter's jumping all over the desk right now, which is why you hear everything banging on the microphones. So I know that sometimes that can't be edited out, but apparently you guys said you like that. So there you go. You didn't get a toilet flush this episode. So there's that. Thanks, Pete. Anyway. So you guys have an amazing, amazing time. I will not have another podcast until after the holidays, right? I don't even know. What the hell day is it? Oh, shoot. We got another episode.
It's the 12th.
Yeah. Okay. Look at that. See, I got 2 weekends. I'm way ahead of myself, man. So we have 2. Yeah. So I'll talk to you next week. And then I will have an episode after Christmas. But until then, you guys, get it done. I'll talk to you next week. And you know how it works. You lead with kindness. Bye.